Wan Saiful Wan Jan has denied claims of an alleged move to topple Muhyiddin. He said this in response to the SD issue. In other news, Abdul Hadi Awang has spoken out against associating with US President Donald Trump and inviting him to the 47th Asean Summit. Stay tuned for all this and more on KiniNews. Bersatu Supreme Council member Wan Saiful Wan Jan has denied claims of a move to topple party president Muhyiddin Yassin. In a press conference today, he insisted that the statutory declarations signed by 120 division chiefs were in support of a succession plan agreed last year. He said the SD was being twisted to fit a distorted narrative that there was an attempt to pressure Muhyiddin to step down in favor of his deputy Hamzah Zainudin. Wan Saiful added that he had made several attempts to meet Muhyiddin, including during the AGM, to hand over the SDs, and a meeting has been set for this coming Wednesday. Wan Saiful also stressed the press conference was held only after division chiefs were subjected to sustained attacks.
Pertama sekali perlu diketahui bahawa kami sebenarnya sedaya upaya kami cuba untuk mengekalkan isu ini sebagai isu dalaman parti. Sebab itulah walaupun media banyak tanya, walaupun ramai orang-orang atas dalam parti bercakap secara terbuka mengenai isu SD ini, kami memilih untuk tak jawab apa-apa langsung kepada media. Kami diam sebab kami nak uruskan hal ini secara dalaman mengikut budaya bersatu, budaya sebagai satu keluarga. Itu sebenarnya budaya bersatu. Budaya yang mana kita boleh berbeza pandangan tapi kita selesaikan secara perbincangan secara adik-beradik. Dan saya rasa amat jelas bahawa fokus kami ialah menyatakan pandangan bahawa usul yang sensitif tak perlu dibawa ke PAT. Kita build up sokongan kepada Tan Sri dan poin utamanya ialah usul yang sensitif tidak perlu dibawa ke PAT. Malahan kalau diteliti, kita siap letakkan lagi syarat bahawa Tan Sri Presiden mesti terus di depan. Di mana salahnya kandungan dokumen ini? Tidak ada satu ayat pun yang menolak Presiden. Saya harap kita jelas mengenai kandungan dokumen akuan tersebut.
Past President Abdul Hadi Awang has warned the government against inviting former US President Donald Trump to the 47th Asean Summit in Kuala Lumpur next month. He likened the move to associating with the devil. In a post on Facebook, Hadi cited Quranic verses and prophetic traditions that caution Muslims against aligning with oppressors. He pointed out that Trump had openly supported Israel's military campaigns against Palestinians and cited the International Court of Justice and decision by the UN Security Council on the matter. He said the US not only used its veto to block resolutions, but also directly supplied Israel with weapons and military aid. He added that Trump is also a great devil who deceives the world, acting as a cruel peacemaker by insisting that Palestinians defending their homeland must disarm. He further accused Trump of attempting to lure Palestinians with large financial aid packages in exchange for accepting a two-state solution or surrendering land to Israel. Hadi also said that justifying Trump's invitation on grounds of building friendships was unacceptable. This was given Malaysia's consistent stance in defending Palestine. He added that this is also happening at a time when countries worldwide, including non-Muslim nations and even Americans themselves, are beginning to boycott Israel, whose atrocities Trump has openly supported. Enforcement officers who were previously arrested as suspects in the counter-setting syndicate will be given notice to declare their assets. This is according to MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki. Azam said this will be done under Section 36 of the MACC Act 2008. Azam's remarks came following the confiscation of gold, luxury vehicles, cash and bank accounts. He said the investigation is still ongoing to obtain evidence towards the charges under Section 16 and 17 of the MACC Act, as well as the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism, Financing, and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001. Harian Metro quoted him as saying that the results of the investigation also found that apart from opening gold shops and buying gold, some enforcement officers were also detected using proxy accounts for the payment and storage of bribe money. Azam added that the investigation will focus on detecting and seizing assets obtained through criminal proceeds. On September 13th, 2 Immigration Department officers were accused of collecting bribes and allegedly opening a jewelry store stocked with gold worth 1.4 million ringgit. According to the MACC, the couple in their 40s were key players in a counter-setting syndicate that allowed undocumented foreigners to slip into Malaysia without proper procedures. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. Bersatu will mobilize its election monitoring team, Pemantau, to oversee the 17th Sabah state election. In a statement today, it said that Pemantau aims to ensure that the rights of Sabah voters are upheld and that the election is conducted in a clean, free and fair manner with a level playing field for all candidates and political parties. It said elections must be free from misconduct and vote buying, so that the outcomes genuinely reflects the will of the people. It added that for this reason, Pemantau will focus on monitoring money politics and corruption offences that may arise before or during the election period. Bersatu also urged Sabahans to reject without exception any form of money politics from candidates or parties. It said the common practice of accepting money but voting freely must be abandoned, as it only encourages political actors to raise illegal funds to distribute to voters in their bid to win seats. Bersatu said for this polls, it will mobilize 100 Pemantau observers to monitor 30 of Sabah's 73 constituencies. Bersatu explained that these constituencies were marked as they include a history of party hopping, seats linked to corruption scandals, marginal constituencies, and is Sabah Chief Minister Haji Noor's own constituency. The Court of Appeal has allowed Kepong MP Lim Lip Eng's appeal against the amount he has to pay Monspace Sendirian Berhad and its founder Jesse Lai. The court unanimously agreed this morning that the damages ordered by High Court Judge Akhtar Tahir were excessive. The court reduced the damages amount from 2.5 million ringgit to 125,000 ringgit. In 2023, High Court Judge Akhtar Tahir ordered Lim to pay 500,000 ringgit to Monspace and 1 million ringgit to Lai in general damages. He also ordered Lim to pay 500,000 ringgit to both plaintiffs in aggravated damages, as well as 250,000 ringgit in costs to the firm and Lai. In the same proceeding today, the panel dismissed Lim's appeal against Akhtar's judgment and unanimously affirmed that he did commit defamatory actions against the plaintiffs by issuing those statements. Monspace and Lai filed the suits against Lim in June 2019 over the lawmaker's allegation that the company was involved in an investment scheme that failed to pay returns as promised to its investors. In their suit, they were seeking general and aggravated damages as well as an apology from Lim. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. Malaysia has urged the United Nations to impose sanctions on Israel. Foreign Minister Muhammad Hassan said this while delivering the country's national statements at the general debate of the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly 2025 in New York. He said Israel's latest assault on Doha, Qatar, was not just an attack on a few Hamas representatives, but a violation of another state's sovereignty and an insult to all mediation efforts. He added that it signaled that Israel's violence would continue to destabilize the region, emphasizing that the effects of such actions would inevitably spill over to the rest of the world.
The metastasis of Israel's brutality in the Middle East cannot go on. Their latest assault on Doha was not merely an attack on a few representatives of Hamas. It was an attack conducted on another state's soil and an insult to the efforts of all who have attempted to mediate. And it is a signal that Israel's violence will continue to destabilize the region. The effect of this will spill over to the rest of the world.
Muhammad also reiterated Malaysia's commitment to support the Palestinian people through any measure, including the New York Declaration. He said concrete action must also be taken against the occupying force, while long-term support should be prepared to ensure the development of a self-governing Palestinian state. Muhammad also reiterated Malaysia's call for urgent UN reforms, which includes the need to limit, if not abolish, the veto. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim recently explained why Putrajaya decided to give the RON95 fuel subsidies to all Malaysians. He said that potential conflicts between different income groups were one of the reasons behind the decision. Anwar noted that while early discussions projected that targeted RON95 subsidies could save the government up to 8 billion ringgit, the government was reluctant to pursue a policy that might create friction among the rakyat. We conducted a poll to gather public opinion on Anwar's explanation. Here are the results. 60% of voters believe it is a smart move to avoid social tension and that everyone stands to benefit. 25% disagree, arguing that targeted subsidies will be fairer and more cost-effective. Meanwhile, 11% said they understood the decision but believe the policy should be reviewed to prevent misuse. What are your thoughts on the matter? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.